Hi guys, Liz Wheeler here. So I have a great interview for you today. I sat down with a representative from Moms for Liberty. I'm sure you've heard of Moms for Liberty. You probably follow them on Twitter. You probably follow them on Instagram. A great group. And what I think you're going to like the best about this interview is one of the questions I get asked most often is, okay, Liz, I understand what you're saying. I understand the urgency to act. I understand how we need to fight back against the radical left, but I don't work in politics. I don't work in media. What do I do? Is there something I can do, or do I just cast my ballot once a year, once every 2 years, once every 4 years? And Catalina Stubbe, who's the representative from Moms for Liberty, lays out exactly what you, moms and dads in your communities, can do, even if you're busy with your family, even if you have a full-time job, maybe you're retired, there's something for you to do, and Moms for Liberty can show you exactly how to do it. I think you're gonna love this interview. Here is Catalina Stubbe.
Hello, welcome to the Liz Wheeler Show. I'm Liz Wheeler. We're sitting here at NatCon 3. It is the third year of this conference. This is the second one I've been to. It's a really good conference. If you guys haven't been, you should definitely plan on coming next year. We're in Miami, Florida. It's extremely hot here, but you can hear the freedom because we're in the free state of Florida.
Sitting here with me is a special guest, Catalina Stubbe.
You are the Director of Outreach for Moms of Liberty.
That's correct.
Moms for Liberty. And I want to ask you, over the last 2 years in our nation, particularly under COVID, as children were masked in school, they were subject to critical race theory, they were indoctrinated with the trans ideology, there's been this incredible uprising of moms and dads, maybe particularly mama bears across the nation, that grew into your group. I want you to tell me how your group came to be, because you have 100,000 members now across the nation. Tell me how this came to be and how you've had this astronomical growth in the past 2 years.
Yeah, I think it's we can call it the year of the parent, because it became we became like a new political party, and I'm so happy that all the parents are unified now to fight the indoctrination. And it's great. It's great to see that we are not alone, and it's not an isolated situation. It's simply we are all in this, and the most important is to get educated and to get involved and just to be in the fight, in the front lines. We are like an army. I say sometimes an army of God, because we're here to claim our inheritance. We're here to fight for what God gave us,
which is music to the ears of all the parents who've been told that they have to co-parent with the government.
Absolutely. It's my kid. My kid's my choice, you know?
It should be. That's the radical left is maybe trying to take that away from us. So I think a lot of us have heard the stories of the parents who've, when I say stormed the school board, I'm not talking about physical storming. I'm talking about they've challenged school board members who are trying to indoctrinate their children. From a parent's perspective, how would a parent go about doing that?
So first of all, they call us like domestic terrorists.
Yes.
So I look like a domestic terrorist. And, it's a fight. It's a fight. And even if they try to intimidate us, we take it very personal because it's our children. And now you are a mom, and you know that you will do everything for your children, whatever it takes. You're going to take a bullet for your children. And this is what's happening right now. We are defending what is ours, and this is our rights. It's not a politician that gave me that right. It's God that gave me that right. It's my blessing, and I'm going to defend it, and I'm going to teach my morals, my values, and not going to let a politician indoctrinate my children.
Same. Amen. I mean, this is probably exactly why you have 100,000 moms across the country who are part of this movement, because we hear this and we know this to be true, even if the radical left is telling us opposite. So for moms who want to make a change at their child's school, say you have a mom who has a sixth grader, and in the sixth grade classroom, you see the trans flag with the Black Lives Matter stripe in it for good measure. You see the pronouns on the wall, pronouns respected in this classroom.
Symbols.
Yes, everything. What does that mom do? What's the first step?
There's a few steps. That first of all, get communication with your child. It doesn't matter if it's a young child in elementary school, in kindergarten, talk to them because they are exposed every day, 8 hours a day during 21 days to this indoctrination. And it's real. And you can see it because some of the teachers, they just replace the American flag for an LGBTQ flag or a Black Lives Matter flag. And they see it very normal because it's inclusive and diverse and equity. And we were just talking about here in the conference in a very interesting breakout session. And but parents are not happy with that. And simply we get united and we are more and more. Another step is get involved, not only just being a room parent to the teacher and not only PTA, it's get involved. There normally you have school school committees that it is different in every state, but normally it's the representation of the school in the school boards, and they get all the feedback. So it's important that you go behind the scenes of the education of your children. It's great that you get involved in the homeworks. It's great that you get involved with your teacher and sometimes participate in all the activities of the school. And I'm not going to say that all the teachers are bad, but most of the teachers, they are just following what they are doing in the school boards. And the school boards is only a political agenda. They are there because they are politicians. Most of them, for example, in Palm Beach County, none of them, they have children, just only one. Can you imagine they're ruling our children? They don't even know what is to be a parent. They don't know what is that joy of give your or your traditions to someone and to see growing up this other human being to be a positive thinking society. So not only get involved in class, but get involved behind the scenes, join an organization like my organization, momsforliberty.org. We are divided in chapters, and you can join a chapter, become a leader. And we can give you the training you need. It's very easy. Look it up it's very important to look up the curriculum of every county. Every county is different. So be aware of what they are teaching to your children, the family curriculum and the academic curriculum. And because, even the academic curriculum, sometimes they are suppressing history or changing history to push CRT or to make victims, some people. To make them feel the oppressor and the victims. And so the indoctrination is real. Have a talk with your children. Ask them, what do you think about that? Make like you don't know about the subject and you want to know more. What do you heard about the homosexual? What is that really is happening in your school? I didn't know. So things like this, but it's important to have a conversation and never judge your children because they are only the victims in that. They hijack their education, and it's time we just get them free from that education.
I think one of the things that I've observed the last 2 years is that even among conservatives, it's very hard to grasp or very hard to accept the reality that this is happening in the elementary school in your neighborhood. For example, not to tattle on my husband, not to tell tales on my husband. But when this first started happening, I said to him, I was like, we have to homeschool our children. We have to pull them out of the public schools. And he said to me, oh, that stuff's not in our neighborhood public school. And if we hear about that happening, you just go and talk to the teacher. He's changed his views on this, by the way.
Thank you.
To his credit. I don't think that's possible because I don't think teachers are the ultimate decision makers of their own classrooms.
Well, homeschooling is a great solution, but not all the moms can homeschool because you have to be present. You have to be the teacher for your child, or rather, you have $10,000 to pay for a tutor, and but. All the stories, the sad stories behind the transgenders, children, it happened without the knowledge of the parent, without the parent knowing that they have been in therapy for 2 months, 3 months, and they not realize it's very too late because they already lost their guardianship on their child, or it's very
Does that really
difficult. And
happen?
all the stories behind those stories, they have a common denominator, and is they want to break the relation between mom and child. That's the most important thing, to just separate the child and to control the child entirely. So you cannot have any control on your child, any decision, either a medical decision, because even in California now, they it's a sanctuary for children to go there, and they just simply the state allows to get medication on that, and make transition without the parental right, without the parental knowledge. So this is real, something that doesn't have to happen is destroying our families, is destroying the individual. They are doing everything to destroy the society.
You must hear some pretty crazy stories from moms.
Yes, very sad story. I heard about here in Florida, the free state of Florida. We have up north a mom, a Latina mom, that has her child in middle school, 12-year-old beautiful girl, dress up. You know, Latinas, we love to dress up and hair and everything. And then she saw that her daughter just got her hair and start just pulling jeans, but it's nothing to really see beyond the reality. And then she discovered that her daughter has been in therapy from the school for 2 months. When she discovered and she tried to oppose that, she just lost her guardianship. And she was allowed to visit her daughter with someone watching her 1 hour a week. And the most impacting thing is that she's not allowed to talk about God. She's not allowed to read the Bible in front of her daughter. So the story ends up that she ends up in suicide, and she just go to the train and end up her life.
The child.
The child confused, completely confused. Now the mom, it's heartbreaking, and forever she didn't realize, and she is telling all the parents, I didn't even know from that point that she just got her hair to I lost my child in a suicide. It's been only 6 months. You don't even realize. So look up for what your child is loving. What are the apps in her phone? The friends, the songs that she heard, why you're dressing up, all the signs. Be aware. And I invite all the parents to just go. It's not like about privacy of your children. This is your children. This is in your house. It's not a privacy between mom and children. This is your blood. You are allowed to investigate whatever you have. This is your right. And just go beyond, and don't feel like, and especially don't judge your children. Just go beyond and investigate, and then take the measures with the school, not with your child. Because he's only a victim.
That story is...
It's terrific.
It's so horrific. It's hard to believe that. How did that happen? How did she lose custody? Was it because she said, I don't want to facilitate the transition of this child? And the child threatened?
Exactly. And she didn't, because she was still calling her daughter a daughter. A female, and the school say you are not allowed to call your daughter a female, because she's not anymore a female. She's only a boy, and she identifies as a boy. And she's like, no, just my daughter. Okay, you lost your guardianship. And there is another case of a divorce, a nasty divorce between and the mom want his son to be a girl. But dad wants to keep his son a son. And They were obviously fighting for the child, and the parent start asking, "Do you consider like a boy? You're a boy." "No, mom told me that I am a girl, so I am a girl." And this end up the father losing the custody of the child, and the mom allow it to take medication to their child. This is a 5-year-old child. It's happening everywhere in all the states, and not only in California. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Unfortunately, they infiltrate our schools so far beyond that we can imagine. So it's sad.
It is. It's heavy hearing about it. It's breathtaking in a sense. But your organization is an enormous coalition of moms who are saying, you're not going to do this to my child. We're going to fight back against this. So why don't you tell our viewers? Some of our viewers are moms, obviously. Some of them aren't. Some of them are dads.
And grandparents.
And, some people aren't yet parents, but understand, as young people, what we're facing in this country. Tell people what the most important thing that they can do to get involved, what the most influential or powerful action that they can take to stop this.
Exactly. Ignore the situation and tell that, okay, Moms for Liberty is going to do my job. Ignore the situation is be part of it. It's to be part of it. So don't just, please support the organization. There's many organizations that are defending parental rights. We are fighting every day, even if they try to intimidate us, even if they try to make us feel very bad about it. And we are non-stopping. We're going to every school boards. We are looking for all the curriculum. We are holding accountable these politicians that are messing with the transparency in education with our children. We are mama bears. We are not going to get tired of this because it's our children. We take it personal. So, but it's your turn to. It takes courage to just step out and start talking. But it's your duty as a parent. I think even if you're a grandparent too, because sometimes parents are very busy. But even if you are an aunt. Because children are the future of our country. They are our future politicians, our future legislators, our future voters. They're going to decide over us. So you better educate your children.
That's right. So tell me what the website is, momsforliberty.org.
Momsforliberty.org. Please support. Please open a chapter in your county. If you see a chapter in your county, please join the chapter, become a leader. We're going to give you all the training you need. You're going to be happy. You're going to feel used. and it's good. It's good because you're going to feel great when you help society, when you help other moms, when you have a voice in this society.
There's a purpose for you right here and right now. Every person, no matter what your background is, you don't have to be a political science major. You don't have to be an elected representative. Just as a mom,
it's common sense.
There is a role for you, a calling for you right here, right now. That's so powerful. I'm so proud of the work that your organization does.
Thank you.
Momsforliberty.org. I want to let everyone know, momsforliberty.org. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for joining me on this show. I'm Liz Wheeler. This is The Liz Wheeler Show.
If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below, and ring the bell to make sure you never miss a video.